This structured spiral design has been everywhere all over the internet, so I decided that I should make a tutorial on how to achieve it. Hello guys, welcome to my channel Splash of Prudencia. If this is your first time here, thanks for stopping by. My name is Prudence. I share pattern drafting and sewing tutorials here, so if you are interested in knowing how I achieve this, hit the subscribe button and let's dive in. So I have this organza fabric here. A lot of people make use of organza because they want that transparent look, but it basically depends on what you want. You can also make use of organdy, that's quite thicker than this and less transparent. I have half yard of organza here and I have a matching color of thread here. The other thing we'll be making use of is our fishing line, and this fishing line is 1.2 mm. okay, so the thickness is 1.2. we have thicker ones, we have more thicker ones, and I have this presser foot here. If you have your sewing machine, you'll notice that when you get it, there's an extra foot that comes with it. So I'm going to be folding this very tiny, okay, because I want a very neat design. So after folding it, we want to come in with our fishing line. You can see how curvy it is. This is what actually gives it the wavy effect, and you can see I folded this really tiny. So you're going to bring it out a bit, okay. You don't want to start from the beginning, you want to bring out the fishing line a bit and sew close to the fishing line, okay. If you notice, I didn't later make use of that presser foot. That is because it didn't give me what I want. A lot of people mention that you have to make use of that, but from my experience I discovered that you can actually make use of the presser foot that came with your sewing machine, so you don't have to stress yourself looking for another one. All you have to do is sew tiny, and once you are able to place your machine right from the beginning, it just flows, and all you have to do is to adjust and keep sewing. Apart from this fishing line, a lot of people make use of the ridge line boning, okay. They kind of like cut it out and remove the fishing lines because those ridge line boning are made out of fishing line, but personally I prefer this one. I feel like if you want to make it go for a full dress, that's when you should go for the option of using a ridge line boning, because the curve is bigger, and since it's a full dress you don't need it to be wavy, because at the end you are going to see the result of this one. It's kind of wavy and very spiral. Trust me, this technique is easy, but the process is tedious. It's very long and difficult. So for the second one, you're going to place it, move it a bit away from the first one, because it is that little space you give it that will make it come together and look all springy. So you have to sew close to the fishing line, okay. So you're sewing close to the fishing line, but you're leaving a little space between the first and the second fishing line, okay. So once you've gotten to the front, it's just easy to sew. You keep sewing straight, you keep adjusting, okay. A lot of people, I've seen different vendors on TikTok saying they already have this spiral design made. All you have to do is to request for the color, and I think that's quite better, requesting for a color and having them make it for you. If you are someone that's very busy and you have a well-paying client, especially if you want to use it for lots of design or a full dress, okay. For those of you that sew for people, make sure to put into consideration the time you use for this, because this is very time consuming. So you want to charge for your effort and also charge for your sewing separately, okay. Make sure you charge well. Your charges can also differ if you have workers, because if you have workers, they will just help you sew it and your workload will be reduced. But if you are doing this alone, please take note that it is very tedious. So it's just you basically repeating the same process over and over, but take note that the more you've sewn, the more difficult it is for you to control this. So it is quite time consuming. A lot of people use different materials. I've seen a lot of people use fabrics like damask and the likes. So you mustn't use organza or organdy, but it's more popular, I guess, because of that transparent effect it gives. I've seen some people actually bid on this, so you just have to explore with it. A lot of people, after making this into a dress, they go ahead to bid on it, embellish it, and so on. Also, if you find it difficult to sew close to the fishing line, you can as well sew out the channels, okay, before inserting your fishing line into it. You sew them first and insert it, but that's quite more difficult. This process is not difficult, so I would advise you go for this. But if not, you can sew your channels first and then insert the fishing line into it. So this is what we'll have so far. You can see it's already springing and it's having that wavy effect. You can see the remaining one. So I actually finished this up, and the whole fishing line I showed you earlier on the video is what I used to finish up this half yard of organza. All these little things help you know your budget, okay? So we are almost done with this. If you've watched this video up to this point, thank you so much for sticking with me. Do well to hit the like button and also the subscribe button. And if you want to be the first to know whenever I drop a new tutorial, click on the notification bell, and when you do that, you'll be the first to know when I drop a new video. Please don't forget to subscribe so you can see what this is looking like already, and we are done. You can see how spiral this design looks, and it's just wavy. It's giving everything it should give. So if you don't want it this spiral, that's why I said you can make use of the Ridgeline boning, because the curves are quite bigger. But I guess the smaller curves are better for using it as a design. But if you want to use it as a dress, you go for the Ridgeline boning. You can see how neat and beautiful this is. So I'm going to use this to style on a dress I already made some years back, because the colors are matching. I only made this for the sake of this tutorial. So for the edges here, you are going to trim them off and make use of the same organza to fold the tip, or you make use of a bias to fold the tip so this doesn't start coming out, okay? But for me, I didn't do any. I actually joined them out together. I bond it up and hide it when I was draping on the dress. You can just see the result on the dress that it looks beautiful. So you can just explore and drape however you please. Until next time, keep splashing, guys.